everybody loves a good tip. And so for teachers to build their own flexible mindset, there's a few tips that I could give for them. And one of them, the very first and the biggest one, would be for us to start with us building our own flexible mindset. It has to start with us becoming more self-aware, building a toolbox of strategies, practicing and building our confidence with our flexible mindset, being comfortable with making mistakes and getting messy and the trial and error approach to learning. And the more we do that ourselves, the more we'll be able to role model that for our students. But then with our students as well, I have a couple of tips. And one of the biggest ones that I love to share, because it's like the hallmark of a flexible mindset, is asking questions. It's amazing. We think in our education, in our classrooms, that we're asking lots of questions, but actually most of our questions are like just simple recall questions. And they don't really spark creativity. They don't encourage us to be curious and dig deeper. So I love encouraging teachers to build a muscle for whenever a student comes to you and asks you something, rather than jumping to answer it, which we're teachers, that's what we do. Think about how could I turn this into a question? So we bring it back to the student. One, we're putting them in the driver's seat. They get to try and figure something out, but it just engages them and it makes them more motivated to learn. And we start to teach them how to spark their own curiosity. And that's how we build a love of learning in students. And then another tip I would give teachers is getting comfortable with being messy, getting comfortable with making mistakes in your classroom. Turn things into an experiment. Play with it. We don't have to be so serious. Make things more playful, experimental. Do a trial and error approach and teach students what that looks like and sounds like and feels like to just be playing in your classroom. It's called being in a learning zone. And when students are aware of what being in a learning zone is, they can start to relax a little bit and just play with their learning, and it makes it more relevant to them, more meaningful, and overall they're just going to be more engaged students.